Hey you guys, it's me, it's Tanya. What's going on? This video is just to talk about Lexie's trading post. Now, I'm sorry, I'm messing with my towels. If you live here in Louisville, Kentucky, this video is probably more important to you than if you're not. But it's also some good things to hear about the store if you're not from here, because everything's available online at lexiestradingpost.com. The reason why I'm telling you about this company is because I've got to tell you the story of what happened. And so if you don't want to hear a story about how I discovered this place and then about evolution of products and I guess you could say true customer service, then, you know, just keep it moving, because it's not going to really talk about anything that has to do with hair per se, like a product review. So I just wanted to warn you in advance. So start to the beginning. About 6 months to a year ago, and I don't remember how long ago it was because my time frames, my time space continuum is never accurate. But anywhere from 6 months to a year ago, I really wanted some Greek food, and the Greek restaurant that I go to, when it left, they just pulled out of their building they leased and just left in the middle of the night, literally like a thief in the night. So I was kind of just standing there looking at the restaurant, kind of distraught because I really wanted some Greek food, some really good Greek food. And the person who owned the building, who was actually locking up stuff because she was a little waiting, she sent me further down the road to a Greek restaurant that was about 3 or 4 miles down the road, maybe. So drive down to this restaurant, and I can't park anywhere close to the restaurant. This is in the older part of Louisville, Kentucky. So in the older part of Kentucky, all the houses are like built like side by side, and there's just no parking anywhere. So I had to park a block and a half up the street from this restaurant. So as I'm walking from my car to the restaurant, there is this one house that's been converted into a retail location, and there are candles on a table in front of it, and who doesn't love candles? So obviously I got distracted and I stopped and started smelling candles. Well, as I'm smelling the candles, because the storefront is right in front of me, I started looking inside the glass, and there's like this little tree of earrings, and then there was like a bell, like a really pretty bell, and then there were like just all kinds of things catching my eyes, like glasses and plates, and then I could see like some products on the right. So I'm like, what's going on? So I went to go eat, came back with the intention of going inside on my way back. So I go inside, and there's a guy behind the countertop who's very nice. He's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, you know, what is this place? And he's like, welcome to Lexie's Trading Post. So I'm like, okay, cool, what is it? And so I'm kind of looking around. He comes from behind the counter, very, very nice. And he starts showing me like some of the stuff they have. And the earrings, because they were, a lady had made some earrings and had brought them in, and they were selling them for her. And then on the right were all of these bath and body products: shower gels, lotion, bath salts, shampoos, all kinds of stuff. So I started smelling this stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. Where does this come from? I've never seen this before, because it said Lexie's Trading Post. And he's like, oh, my wife makes it. What? He was like, yeah, my wife's an engineer and she's a chemist, and so she started making products about a year ago, so now we have our own line. And I was like, no. So he starts unscrewing off the tops of the different lotions for me to smell. And I'm not really feeling them. I'm just like, no, that's not really me. And they're good smells. Like there's like plumeria, there was like a pomegranate, there was a lemon, I think, and there was like an ocean breeze or something. Great scents. But I'm just very funny with my scents, as you know. I like very light stuff. So, but I'm still like there. I'm loving like this. Now he did have a bath salt that I absolutely love the scent. Can't remember what it was, but anywho. So we started talking, and I was like, you know what? I was like, you really should consider making products for African American women, you know, for natural hair, natural girls, and for women who are not African American who have curly hair. He kind of just looks at me like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know, here in Louisville, there's a great market for us. There's a lot of us who would love to have a product that we could buy here in Louisville. You know, we hate having to order stuff online. We hate having to go into the store, and they might not be stocked with what we need because they've all sold out and haven't reordered it or whatever. So it would be awesome to have a place where we can go and get, you know, it's right there, instant gratification. Go in there and buy the product. So he was like, well, what would you want? And so I'm telling him, like, you know, I love butters. My hair is really porous. It loves to absorb products. So for me, butter's really good. I was like, shea butter, coconut oil, those kind of things, my hair loves. So we're talking about it, and I'm over here buying all kinds of stuff because I'm just so, I love Kentucky stuff. I mean, I love supporting natural. It's just me, and local. So, I'm sorry, I meant to say family owned and local. So I started buying, like, I bought some lotion. I think I bought some, oh, well, here's what I bought. The shave bar. This shave bar is the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm not just saying that. Look at me. I'm a very hairy person. I am. I mean, look at my arms. So, usually when I shave my legs, if I shave my legs in the morning, by the end of the day, so about 5 or 6-ish, I can feel stubble. It's just always been that way. It is what it is. If I'm going out somewhere, I shave my legs right before I go out. Always do that, because if not, there's going to be stubble. This stuff lasts me for a whole day. I can shave my legs in the morning, and by the next morning, my legs are still smooth. There might be like a line of hair that just grows really fast, so that hair, I might feel like a little bit of prickliness, but the rest of my legs will still be smooth. That doesn't happen with anything else I've ever used in my life. This stuff is a godsend. I probably have, I mean, I have a bar in every bathroom in my home. I also have a bar in my travel package, and I have another bar in my work package, and this lasts forever. I probably had this for about 5 months before I had to replace it. You just make sure you can't let it sit in water. You literally wet your hands, get a lather, and then put this away from water, and then you just lather yourself up and shave. It's wonderful. So, bought all that stuff and just kept on going, whatever. I know, was happy to talk to him about hair, but didn't think anything of it. So, I come back about 3 months ago because I had run out of shave bar. I needed some more shave bars. And I go in there, and he's in there again. His wife was somewhere else, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you." And I'm like, "Okay, that's awesome. I'm surprised you remember me." He's like, "Of course I remember you." He goes, "Let me show you something." He walks me over to the area where all the products are, and what do I see? But bam, Lexie's hair milk. What? He was like, "Yeah, I told my wife about your ideas," and she said, "You know what? Let's do something about it." So she got with some of her African American friends, and she worked to develop a product. How cool is that? Someone who listened for once to my needs as a consumer and decided to deliver a product. Does it get any better? And he's like, "I want to show you something else." Bam. Fragrance free. One of the things about me, as I told you before, I'm very fragrance sensitive. So I love the fact that something's unscented and I can add my own scent, because a lot of scents that most people use, I don't like. I hate verbena. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Verbena, lemongrass, that stuff makes me want to puke. And there's a whole lot of other things I just don't like. I know they're in the mainstream. I know people love them. I just don't. I'm just different. That's okay. Everybody has their own sense of smell, fashion, style, whatever. It is what it is. So this is what they're listing twice. Number one, they made a product that a consumer was demanding. Number two, they made it fragrance free. Awesome. So on top of that, he was like, "Come back, because I'm going to tell my wife about that you came in, and she has some stuff that she wants to give you." What? So I come back and I meet the owner, which I'm not going to say her name just yet because I haven't gotten permission to say her name on YouTube, so I don't want to do that. You know, you never want to say someone's name unless you know that they're okay with that. But anyway, I got a sample of her work in progress, the hair milk number 2, which if this is going to be like, if this hair milk to me reminds me of a butter, I would say this reminds me of a cream. Look at that. I've already used it because I love this stuff. It is wonderful. It smells good, and my hair loves it. It smells good because I added fragrance to it. Honey oatmeal, right? But they're both good. They both work. This one is just, this one has cocoa butter added to it, and this one didn't. This one was just shea, coconut oil, fragrance, vitamin E. So that's pretty cool. And they also gave me a shampoo bar, which I have not used yet because I wanted to show you the pretty package before I opened it up. But look at that, it's a little flower-shaped shampoo bar. And let's see here. Ingredients are distilled water is the first ingredient, yay. Shea butter, olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, lye, castor oil, grapefruit seed extract, natural preservatives, chamomile, tea tree oil, essential, and fragrance oil. How awesome is that? I can't wait to use this. So again, if you live here in Louisville, Kentucky, you've got to check out Lexie's Trading Post. It is a little mecca. It's like my little hidden treasure that I love this place. And remember, if you buy the hair milk, when you run out, go back into Lexie's with this jar and you'll get this replenished at a discounted price because you're not paying again for the plastic. So she'll let you reuse this. And here's the address. Okay. And for all my people out of town, it is www.lexiestradingpost.com. And again, read it if you have some time. Click on the Giggles program and read about the Giggles program. It's just really, I think it's really cool. And remember, we have a contest going on. Okay, the contest is go to this page, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. So that's the first thing you have to do. After you do that, find me on Twitter, which is Tanya10312000, just like my YouTube name, Tanya10312000 on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and then after you do that, leave me a message on here under the comments. I'm sorry. Go to the other video, the one that says product review, Lexie's Trading Post hair milk, or it might say Lexie's Trading Post hair milk product review. But go there and let me know that you subscribe to me here. Let me know that you followed me on Twitter, and then leave me a message, whatever you want to say. I don't care, but make sure it's positive. And then I'll put you guys all in the running because you have a month to do that. This is from the date that I upload that video to a month afterward. You can do that, and then I'll just do a big drawing at the end. Whoever wins is going to win the Lexie's 0.5 ounce hair milk. And I'm going to go down there and talk to her to see if maybe we can get some more things thrown in here with this. Okay? Alright, you guys. Take care. Have a great day. Look, I need to put this down so I turn off the camera. Holler!